Welcome to the Yenisei, and today's topic will be looking at you are deserving, honey. You are deserving of the good things in life. So let me give you a brief experience, right? As per usual, as we do. Um, when I was in varsity, well, I didn't think that I deserved, or if something good happens, like when you question things and you're like, is it really happening? Is this for me? You know, like it was in a way that I reacted with myself, or the way I treated myself, that just showed that I didn't feel I deserved the good things in life. You just know. As a person, you just know from the way you react to things, from the way you treat yourself, and it's based on a number of factors. And one of those factors is background, where you are coming from. A number of us, come from very humble beginnings where you know that okay, you really didn't have as much, but then you managed through getting through your education to grade 12, and now you're in college, university, you're done. And sometimes, especially when you look at how other people are doing, and the families that they come from, it just feels like, am I am I deserving? Well, I'm here to tell you that honey, you are deserving. And that's the reason for this topic. That's the why. Irrespective of whatever background that you've come from, irrespective of what your past has looked like, you are deserving of the good things in life. And the lesson I learned from these is that people treat you the way you treat yourself. It doesn't matter where you come from. The first impression that someone will have of you is you. They will not know what your background is or where it is that you come from. Haven't you heard of where some people, like, when they see someone, they're like, wow, oh my gosh, this person looking good, this person is the vibe. And then when they listen to them speak and then just talk about their background, it's like, I cannot believe that you come from this background. And looking at where you come from and how far you've come, you're doing so much better for yourself. Haven't you heard of that? Where people comment or compliment other people like that. So the way you treat yourself matters, especially as you grow. When you grow, now you're at varsity and all that, you're in college, you are learning, you are upgrading yourself. So it's important to always treat yourself better. And that comes to my lesson number 2. You are addressed the way you dress. Dressing, guys, dressing doesn't have to be so expensive, especially when we have thrifting. Like, we have clothes as low as 10, 15 kwacha. Especially like when you target, like when you go in town or anywhere else, like around like Kuma 17. So you find that clothes have been reduced, and you will find it's important to have that style that embodies you, and the way you carry yourself, just it totally changes. So it's important the way you dress yourself, because that's how you be addressed. Yeah. And as I've mentioned, clothes that you buy don't have to be really expensive. You can just have a few items that you've bought, you've thrifted and all that, and you still look good and represent yourself in a good way. And lesson number 3, there's a saying that says, fake it until you make it. That saying can be used in a good way. And the good way that comes to mind for me is where you, as I've talked about dressing, it matters. One thing about college and university, guys, that differentiates you is that, one, there's an added advantage of the courses that you're taking, what you are learning, right? And 2, you couple that with the way that you style or the way that you dress yourself, right? You need to represent. Nobody is gonna come and tell you that, okay, you are the person that comes from Dendere, or the person that comes from John Lengi, or anything like that, or Chimwene. I mean, the way you've carried yourself and the way you've represented yourself matters, and at that point, that's what I would say, like, fake it until you make it kind of a vibe. Like, you're presenting yourself and carrying yourself to another level. That's one thing I would say. And another lesson is date yourself. I would highly encourage, this is something that we talked about in season 1. Date yourself. The more you date yourself, the more you know you. The more you know you, the more you represent yourself in a better way and in a respectable way. So what are the benefits of doing this? One of the benefits is that you will get to experience the finer things of life. Yeah, as I've said, from the way that you dress, from the way that you portray yourself, positive attracts positive, so does negative attract negative. So when you portray yourself in such a positive light in the world, like, you will be attracting the things that you want. You might not be where you would like to be, but the way you show up every single time, it shows that you want and you desire this, and that is like attracting like, and so you will get more of the things that you desire and the things that you want, right? So that's one thing I would say. Secondly is that see the world in a positive light. It's very important to see the world in a positive light. One thing I'd say is, like, I remember at school, like, in as much as I didn't get to appreciate the finer things of life, there was a point when I would try to do just a little bit of small things for myself, and I got to appreciate. And even now, I'm appreciating more of what it means to do things for yourself. You don't have to go extravagant. Just small things you do for yourself. You know what I mean? You take yourself out. It could be for an ice cream, or you decide to instead of the salaola that you buy for 15 kwaches and all that, you'll be like, okay, maybe I'll buy for myself like a salaola for 50 kwacha today. And like Salamola has got like these brand names, like there's like Zara and all those things. So now you don't look for any Salamola, but you look for Salamola that has got branding and all those things because you want to feel the vibe. Yeah, so it's those small things that really do matter, and for me, it's the mindset. Once it clicks in your mindset that you deserve the finer things of life, and you decide to carry yourself in such a way that you deserve those things, they will come to you. They will come to you. Mindset is the key thing. Positive attracts positive, as I've said, and negativity attracts negativity. You cannot be negative wishing for things that are positive and expecting them to happen, when the way that you've been carrying yourself, the way that you've been presenting yourself is contrary to what it is that you want. Carry yourself in such a way that you attract the things that you want. So from me, until the next time, it's goodbye. Today's topic, we'll be looking at getting to know your body before anyone else does so for you. So brief experience, like when you're in university or college, you're at that point when you're in your late teens, entering your 20s. So pretty much like you're a young adult, you are learning about yourself, your mental aspect, emotional, as well as physical, because this body that we have, it has feelings, it has precise things that it wants and desires, and then you get to learn more about that, especially when you interact with others. And just also, like, it's not only from a physical point of view, but also from like a feeling point of view, right? You get to know and to understand that. So briefly, that's what I would say about the experience. And why this topic, you might ask? Well, it's very important to know your body. It's important. Like, your body is that vessel, that tool that you will be using often, every single time, every single day, every single second, to be able to function or go about daily activities. You need your body. And that is why this topic is very important. So the lessons that I learned is that one, the body always speaks. Ladies, gentlemen, on this particular platform, your body will always speak to you. And the best thing you can ever do is listen. Your body will tell you when it's tired, when it's fatigued. Your body will tell you when you are being touched in ways that you don't want to be touched. It will tell you. It will tell you when an environment is inappropriate. It will communicate. Your body will always communicate. Your body, like, listen to your body. That's one thing I would say. Listen to it. Number two is learn to appreciate and pamper yourself. Ooh. And you can only do that when you date yourself. Pamper yourself, take yourself out on dates and all those things. And you will learn to appreciate yourself and your physique in a whole new dimension. What really helps me, and to be honest, I never really used to do this as often when I was in varsity. And that's why some experiences that I had gone through, I feel like I wouldn't have if I knew the value that was me. If I knew what my worth was. When you know you and you know your worth, you don't put yourself through things that will harm you or will take you into such a mental space you don't want to be in. Understand that the body and your mind are one thing. Yeah. So that's why going back to the first point, listening to your body. There are things that you might experience physically that affect you mentally. You might be like, no, I felt like this, I wanted to do this. But then your mindset, it's totally affected. You get into such a depressive episode over something that your body had told you. It communicated. Let's not go there. Let's not do this. But you went ahead to do what you felt like doing. That's why it's important to pamper yourself, to do things for yourself that make you feel good. And pampering yourself could be also affirming yourself. Affirm your body. Tell yourself you are beautiful, you are handsome. I've got such a beautiful face. I've got beautiful bosoms. Tell yourself that. Don't expect and wait for someone else to tell you. Because when you tell yourself that, you learn to appreciate who you are. You understand and know that you are worth it. So pamper yourself. And number three, a lesson this was a deep lesson. Boundaries. Body boundaries. They are very important. Create those boundaries and stick to those boundaries. They are boundaries that will help you to be in environments where you know what you can tolerate and what you can't. And for that, you will find that there'll be people that will definitely respect you. There'll be people that will talk about you because of the boundaries that you've put in place. But you know why you've put those boundaries in place. And the reason being is to protect yourself. By all means necessary. Ladies and gents, it's important to protect yourself. Don't think and wish that because you're in a relationship with somebody else, automatically they should protect you and want what's best for you. Do it for yourself. Do it for you. Put those boundaries in place, so that you can be able to protect yourself. And truly, if that's someone that really wants to get to know you, they'll get to appreciate the boundaries that you have placed for you. So that's one thing, that's one lesson or another lesson that I learned. So what are the benefits for doing this for yourself? One, you will carry yourself in a prestige, honorable, in a dignified way. The way you carry yourself changes. You just have that stamina when you know you. The stamina is good and it's so real, And that's why I'm encouraging to know yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to know your body. I remember this organization where we usually the main focus is menstruation, right? And then when we go to the young girls and talk to them, one of the things that we talk about is we ask them if they know what their V looks like, right? If you know what the V is, you can type down below if you know what it is. So we ask them if they know what it looks like, and a number of them will say like no, some will say yes, and then what we'll tell them is when you go back to your rooms or wherever it is that you stay, get a mirror, put it down there below, and get to see what your V looks like so that you can get to appreciate it, right? You know what it looks like. Not somebody else is looking down there at you and telling you what your V looks like when you should know what it looks like. So do the needful. That's what getting to know yourself, getting to know your body does for you. That's you will get to understand it once you get to appreciate and pamper yourself. Yeah, and please inbox me when you get to have such experiences. So secondly is that people will be able to recognize the way that you carry yourself, and they'll give you the due respect. Guys, sometimes respect doesn't have to be demanded through speech. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you conduct yourself. People will be able to see that that's a young lady or that's a young man who I would like, she deserves respect or he deserves respect, So the way you carry yourself, it changes. Yeah, you care less about what people say because you know yourself. Understand this. Despite what experiences that you have been through physically, you can always change the dynamic of how it is that you view yourself, you look at yourself, and in turn how other people look at you when you decide mentally. And not only that, but the things that you put in place for you that help you appreciate who you are and the way that you carry yourself. Your past is your past. What you did, what you experienced is all in the past. But now, what are you doing now? What boundaries are you putting in place now? Very important. So another benefit is that if you're Christian like I am, believing in God, Jesus, and all that, you understand that the body is one way in which you can honor God, and it's a beautiful feeling to have. You don't have to be, none of us is perfect, right? But when you do those things that not only make you feel good, but they're also honoring God, the feeling is good. The feeling is good. So your body is one way in which you can honor God. Why not do what is best for it? Yeah. From me, until the next topic, it's goodbye. On today's topic, we'll be looking at getting involved in activities or opportunities that come your way. Brief experience: when I was in varsity, there were a number of opportunities that came my way. From I remember there was like a research symposium kind of a thing going on. There were also a number of NGOs, that were there. So there were such opportunities, and I really didn't take full advantage of those. I really didn't, to be honest. My focus was school, books, and in between being stressed and all that, I really didn't take advantage of them. So this is my why this topic. It's when you get involved in opportunities and activities that come your way. One, it's something that you can add on your CV, and two, the skills that you learn are things that will be with you, and that you can put in practice as time goes by. So that is why those opportunities are very important, and they could be pivotal in the way that your career is shaped, right? So that is why. So the lesson I learned is exercise your mind. It's very important to put yourself in such places when they come along, and you know that you can do it, or you can incorporate it with your schoolwork. You can also do this. Remember, do not abandon your schoolwork. Your schoolwork is very important because it's what takes you from when you started to you finishing and getting that degree, certificate, or diploma, right? So exercise your mind. Exercising your mind through these activities, splendid. Number two, build on skills. Like, you're going to be able to add on to the skills that you have in such a great way, because sometimes you don't know what capabilities you have until you put yourself in such a place where you're able to learn more, so that you understand and appreciate fully that, oh, I can do this, oh, I can't do that. And you can only learn and truly understand and know or appreciate when you put yourself there. Number three is that you'll be able to create a network, which is a very important, and it's something that I feel university is for, and not so many of us really get to appreciate that. But when you do get to understand that university, college, or wherever it is that you're learning from is a place for you to create those networks, you get cracking, you get working, you're like, I get so impressed when I see videos of people who are in university and college now, and are getting to do a number of things. Like, someone is in college, university, but they're also getting to do content creation. Like, I get so impressed, and I'm like, this is something that I could have done, but I didn't. So please, guys, get involved, create that network. Yeah. So what are the benefits? Number one, as I earlier mentioned, you will learn skills, and if it's already a skill that you have, you get to perfect it. Number two is that you will get to interact or mingle with different people, which is very beneficial. And remember, your network, your network does is that it results into you having a great network, right? Network equals to network. So very cardinal, very important. And that's what I would say about this topic. Get involved. Don't just stay in your room. Let not your varsity experience just be you and your books and your friends. Make it more meaningful for you. There are so many opportunities that come in university, but a number of people don't take full advantage of those. And that's why you find that even after your college, university experience, there are people that don't get to do so well because they don't get to maximize, or they don't get to do as much afterwards. But if you got involved, you will find that there are more opportunities, because first of all, your mind has already been broadened up because of what you exposed yourself to, right? It gives you that great exposure, and you will meet so many people. So yeah, for me, until the next time, it's goodbye.